Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood. Alright, so this just came out today, or this past Friday when this goes up. Happy Halloween 2018. In your options, you can configure Rondo of Blood, but this is all fine. Display effects. I want it on full. No thanks to scanlines. For some reason, they added an interlace mode, which is super weird. Who the hell has nostalgia for interlacing? And no, that smoothing mode sucks. So they give you wallpapers that you can try out. Usually I don't like to have wallpapers on 4x3 games, but I'll do it this one time. It's fine. You can also change the voice acting, but we want it on English because we want to hear that Symphony of the Night redub. This menu's weird. That art is nice though, but it like the titles are, the logos are like rotating. It's like a circle, but the thing you select goes up and down. It's weird. This package is really bare bones. You just get the games. There appears to be nothing else in here. You don't get, it's not like the collections that have been coming out recently this generation. There's no artwork, there's no soundtrack unlock, unless you can just straight up listen to them in the regular games. I think you can do that with Rondo. I'm not sure about Symphony. But there's nothing too special in here. Also, this cutscene has subtitles now. This version of Rondo is localized. Look, you even got the localized logo on there. This is the PSP version that was included as part of Dracula X Chronicles. Let's do it. Let's enter our name. Choose the same name I always do in Castlevania games, at least privately. A trusty name. No. You want to go up, select the name, start game. And this cutscene's the same, and I can't skip it, so we're watching it again. So yeah, if you're new here, if you're new to everything on the channel, I totally just did both of these games back to back, full versions of them. Although the Rondo playthrough is on the Wii Virtual Console. But Symphony was the original deal, the real PlayStation 1 game. And when I started recording those, this was not confirmed, this new Requiem package. And then it did get confirmed. I was like, oh, that's convenient for me. Not that I was going to use these versions, but I was like, oh, now people are going to care about these games for the next few weeks. How convenient. So everything looks about the same. I would say that maybe it's just my imagination. I feel as though like the audio quality on this version of Rondo is a little off compared to the Wii Virtual Console version. Like, you have to keep in mind that the Wii Virtual Console version's emulating PC Engine CD straight up, whereas this version's emulating PSP, which is like a port emulating the PC Engine CD. So there's like a two-step process here. But that appears to be how these games are made. Not a lot of people know it, but like very quietly on the down low, Sony developed like a really good PSP emulator for the PS4. So there are like a few games that use it. Or they've like done quote unquote like PS4 ports of some PSP things. But that appears to be how this is made. And they made it themselves. Sony did. With like, they licensed it from Konami. So everyone, I guess it's died down by now, but when this was announced like a month ago and people were like, where the fuck's the Switch version? PC. It's like Sony paid for this. This is a Sony game. You're not gonna get it on anything else. Unless like Konami somehow like buys the license out from them back or something. That appears to not be the case. Looks like this will be PS4 exclusive. So even the enemies sound different. Yeah, everything's been redubbed if you couldn't tell. Even this has an English dub on it. See, I told you it's Aljiba. I thought I died there. I thought I jumped in the water. Yeah, like the sound effects sound a little off to me. And I assume that's because of like what this port is using, the PSP version. I assume that in some ways, unfortunately, like the PSP limitations might be carrying over. Oh, that was close. Yeah, it pretty much plays exactly like the version I played last month, the Wii Virtual Console one. I can't say too much about like whether or not we're experiencing any sort of additional latency. Plus, there's the fact that like I don't really have any experience with the original version of the game. I unfortunately don't own a PC Engine CD in this game. If I did, I would have played it. I wish I did. If I had a bunch of like disposable income, I would totally get like a modified either, you know, PC Engine CD or a TurboGrafx 16 CD, whatever, and get like the RGB mod on it. I'd play it that way. Fortunately, I don't have that though. Plus, the game itself is like $200. Back up, back up, back up. Ah, you caught me on fire, you bastard. Ow. No, let me go, let me go. Couldn't get me in time, sucker. Give me my orb. Give me my delicious orb. Do the guitar pose, maybe. Yeah, I pulled it off. I'm getting good at that. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I would have liked to have gone to the alternate boss, but I decided our stopping point's going to be finding Maria. That way we can see that cutscene in English. Oh yeah, the stages have translated names now. God, give me strength. What is that red thing over there that follows you? I've always noticed that. I have no idea what the hell it is. Maybe it's the big guy that's about to attack me. Like he comes from outside. He's like, "Is that a Belmont? Oh, I'm gonna break into the castle now." There he is. He's not very red though, so I don't think it's him that we saw. Oh shit, I'm dead. No, wait, I'm not. I'm just down here. Wait, we didn't go down here the first time because this is a totally alternate path. Does it eventually lead up to... I don't remember. I haven't seen this section of the level in ages. So let's keep going this way. Oh, I'm dead. That's mean, to put that bat right there over that jump. Ha! We did it. Get the fuck out of here, Shaft. Oh, the music just like cut out immediately. It's just as glorious and stiff as you remember it. Except now she's gonna have an English dub. And you're gonna see the problem with dubbing this game in English.
Who are you, mister? A good guy?
I am Richter Belmont, vampire hunter. And you are?
Now, voice acting quality aside, the fact that the animation's so rigid and like lip syncing is so on point.
My name's Maria Renard. I heard all about you from the net. I came here to beat some bad men, but I got caught. My family are vampire hunters too, so I guess that means we should be friends now.
Sure, friends. But Maria, you're too young for this. You just let the big hunter here take care of that bad man, okay?
Oh, you don't know anything. I can handle this just fine.
It's so rigid and jank. So yeah, like the fact that the animation itself was so basic back on the PC Engine CD, it means that like the lip sync is kind of hard to do in English because it's not made for it. So it's really obvious like how like weird they ballparked it. All right, let's get the hell out of here. That's enough of Rondo of Blood. That's Rondo of Blood localized on Requiem. Well, technically on Dracula X Chronicles originally. It's fine, I suppose. It's playable and it's accessible. It's a version of Rondo of Blood that you can actually buy in the year 2018 and not have to jump through crazy hoops to get like the Dracula X Chronicles version, or you know, do it illegally. All right, let's try Symphony. Let's do this. See that they had to add sprites there for the PS4 buttons, options and whatnot. Alright, let's skip this. Do it. Load in my game. Final stage, Bloodlines. So already this, like, you can obviously pull up the part 1 of Symphony of the Night and compare it with this. The differences here are more pronounced. For one, I think the colors are like way off. They're like kind of almost undersaturated. Things feel a little light. This is the PSP version, which is really weird, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the fact that this package includes the PSP version, and it really feels like Sony and Konami took the shortest route to getting these two games playable on PS4, because it's like, oh, we already have the PSP thing, and we have a PSP version of Rondo of Blood, and it's kind of the same. Might as well just, you know, do it. But there might be other factors as to why it's this version and not the PS1 version. And we'll see what that is when we get into this next room.
Dracula, die now and leave this world. You'll never belong here.
Oh, but this world invited me. Your own kind called me forth with praise and tribute.
Tribute? You're a thief. You steal men's souls, their freedom.
Freedom is always sacrificed to faith, good hunter. Or are you truly here by choice?
All I'm here for is you. To hell with your heresy! You're nothing but a blight on mankind.
Ha! Mankind. A cesspit of hatred and lies. Fight for them, then, and die for their sins!
Alright, so obviously this is the redub, which is kind of hypocritical, to be honest, because part of like this this new Requiem and like its marketing has been the fact that people love that original dub, and they make jokes to it all the time. You know, like I think the platinum trophy for this game is called A Miserable Pile of Secrets, which is super hypocritical and ironic because that line isn't in Requiem thanks to using the redub. Now, is the redub better? I think, like, objectively it kind of is. It's a bit more modern, it's a bit better translated, but it, like, obviously people love the original because of the charm. So, why did they redub the PSP version, you know, like 14 years ago or whenever Dracula X Chronicles came out? I don't know. Now, part of me, knowing Konami, suspects that I wonder if, like, having the original voice rights or the files may have been a problem. I'm not sure. Like, knowing Konami, it wouldn't be a big shock given some of their, like, other re-releases having problems like that. Like, for example, the Silent Hill HD collection and the disaster that is the voice acting decisions with that game. But there's also the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, the Xbox Live Arcade version of Symphony, which is on 360 and backwards compatible with Xbox One, I think is the original game. It's just a port of the PS1 version. And it's probably a better version than this, to be perfectly honest. So, like, from an artistic standpoint, as a Castlevania fan, part of me is kind of disappointed that it is the PSP version and it's not, like, a really high quality version of the PS1 version that, you know, runs at 4K and is a great port, etc. But another way of looking at it, another, you know, like an optimistic way of seeing it, is that the PSP version of this game is kind of like its own unique thing. It's its own unique take. It's sort of different. It has content that's different. It has a playable version of Maria, which is in this version on Requiem. But I believe Maria was originally playable on the Saturn version? Okay, enough of this. Aw, damn it, I did the Maria thing again. I was trying to mash out Hydro Storm. I don't need it. I'm gonna Hydro Storm him. We can't even see it. It's all happening, like, slightly off screen. There you go. You're dead, fool. Stop.
Not this time.
One thing that does look nice is that like vortex thing in the background. You can tell it's like made out of eyeballs in this version. That's a bit different than the PS1 version.
Count Dracula had risen with the aid of the
All right, so now this is super dubbed, which is kind of weird. This might be Alucard's voice actor. Can I skip this? I cannot. I'm not sure if some of the translation here might have been changed as well. Maybe not. Some of it seems to be really similar. I also know for a fact that like the pacing on this like text crawl and the voice acting isn't like perfectly in sync. But yeah, I think that's like the one big positive I have about this version of Symphony, or like in Requiem, is that we now have a really high quality version of that PSP version, which is different. The voice acting's different, it's unique. The fact that you can play as Maria is different and unique, totally unique in the West, because we don't have the English, there's no English version of that Saturn port. Plus the Saturn port's not very good. So the fact that there's like a way to get a high quality, good version of all of that without having to jump through the hoop of unlocking Symphony and Dracula X Chronicles, and the fact that like getting full screen capture of that game is a pain in the ass if you're not emulating, because fucking Konami of America never whitelisted that game for PSTV, so you'd have to have the PSP out cable. It's a pain in the ass. So the fact that like now there's a way to get that particular version of Symphony in a high quality version, not so bad. That is one good takeaway. Although like for the people that's like that applies to such a niche group of people like me though, who can play all kinds of Castlevania games in all kinds of ways. But for like the person who isn't as familiar with Castlevania or doesn't own Symphony of the Night at all, I'm a little disappointed that like this is the version that's going to be most accessible right now compared to the original version. Unless you have an Xbox. You got an Xbox lying around, then yeah, try out Symphony on Xbox One or something. I don't think it has any like enhancements for like the Xbox One X. I don't think it like runs at 4K. I could be wrong though. I have no idea. I avoided that originally on 360 because the 360 had a crap-ass D-pad. I was like, I ain't playing a fucking Castlevania game on that D-pad. It's probably fine on the Xbox One now. So yeah, Alucard sounds different. Sound effects different. Things are a little weird. And I said it during the LP that like this version on PSP, there's something, it's hard to put your finger on, but it's just, it doesn't feel quite right compared to the original version. Like playing it in Dracula X Chronicles for the first time, I knew I was playing a straight up port. And if you have a Vita lying around, you can do like really quick direct comparisons. You can play the PS1 Classics version on Vita as well as the version on Dracula X Chronicles.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Ever the insolent boy. But there will be no games here. If you will not behave, be gone.
I will do neither. Step aside, old man.
Ha! Such arrogance. Very well. But I shall see you very soon.
My stuff! Step aside, old man. It's like Alucard playing a pickup hoops game with Death and Dracula. He dunks on him. The future is now, old man. Right, I don't have the cube of Zoe Deschanel just yet, so I need to go up there and get that so I can get items out of these candles. There it is. One thing that is nice about this version is it seems to completely lack some of the slowdown that the PS1 version has. Like when getting items and like upgrades and whatnot. Sometimes the PS1 version could chug. Also, the controls are a little different in the menu. Whoops. If I'm not mistaken, the PS1 version of this game still came out in that strange era where they didn't know like what to make cancel button. So like a lot of PS1 era games Like, because in Japan, everything was supposed to be circle confirm, X cancel. But whoever was in charge of Sony America in 1995 or whatever was like, nah, that's dumb. Make the X button confirm. You want to press the bottom button to confirm everything. And therefore, like, you would think that they just switch it immediately and circle would become cancel, which it eventually did years later. But a lot of like PS1 localizations and whatnot, they made triangle the cancel button. Yeah, that was a thing for anyone who's too young to remember that. There are a lot of games from this era where, like, to cancel out and go backwards in menus, you press triangle. I still remember having to adjust to it not being that as a kid. Like, when games started doing, like, X confirm circle cancel. I was like, what? It's not triangle anymore? I can't believe this. You might be asking yourself, how do you play as Maria? To which I say, don't remember. I don't remember if you can do it in main game or if it's a post-game thing or if it's a name your file type thing. I honestly don't remember because I've never fully beaten this particular version of the game. It's one of those where, like, I played it for an hour and I was like, I don't like it as much as the other one, so I'm not going to play it anymore. They added vibration to this version of the game, so the controller rumbles. And to be perfectly honest, it rumbles too much. Like, everything fucking rumbles. Getting a heart rumbles. Landing, like, doing this. Jumping, I could feel the controller move. It's like everything rumbles. It's weird. I don't need that much feedback. It's just Symphony of the Night. And honestly, I play a lot of games with rumble off. I feel like it's not that necessary. Unless you have a game that has, like, a mechanic for it or something. Yay, the axe. Let's save, though. No, wait, this is the save room? It was the bottom one. I'm stupid. Save room looks a bit different. For one, that's like 0 frames that you just saw. That was not the video messing up. Holy shit. For some reason, they didn't center that text in the text box. The texture on this fucking thing here looks real nice, though. Look at it. Alright. And of course, the fucking controller vibrates for the heartbeat, too. Jesus. Alright, let's go beat the shit out of Gaibon and Slagra, whatever their names are. Wait, I got the weather shield, didn't I? Yeah, totally. I need that. Come on. Ah, need a hit. Oh, that actually worked. No! Guard, guard. Man, I wasted that axe. You always want to get both of them when you throw it. That was a waste. There you go, that got them both. Ah! Damn it. Oh, you can get it over your shield. Whoa. Alright, not too bad. So that is so much faster than the PS1 version. The fucking PS1 version dies every time it tries to load that effect. And now you know that it's not normal. They're like the and then it drops the health max. Like, it's not supposed to be that slow. That's just because the game's chugging. It was not that way by design. Alright, save the game. Let's go find Maria. Jesus Christ. And every time it looks like the game's gonna crash. No, not the cube. The diamond. It's a diamond, right? I'm pretty sure I was playing something else and I was like, oh, it's a diamond. It's like, nah, it's a cube. Keep calling it the cube. Alright, into... what the fuck is this place called? The Marble Gallery. There you go. Oh, he's getting away! I'm gonna throw my axe. Oh. Alright, let's see how localized Maria turns out. Or redub Maria.
Wait. Are you human? What are you doing here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Likewise. I'm Maria. And you are?
Alucard.
Well, if you're a better swordsman than a speaker, perhaps I'll see you again. Farewell.
Is that Michelle Ruff? I think that was Michelle Ruff. Give me a second. I want to look up to see if that was Michelle Ruff. Yeah, it super was. That was Michelle Ruff. Okay. I guess it makes sense. That was right around the time her career was really beginning to take off when Dracula X Chronicles came out. Okay, then. Well, that's the PSP version of Symphony of the Night, sort of. A little bit of it. We could keep playing it, but I already beat the game like a month ago, so I don't feel like playing it again. Or I guess it would be a couple days ago by the time this video goes out. You can watch the full Symphony of the Night playthrough with a slightly better version of this game. Alright, happy Halloween, everyone. That does it for Castletober, Octavania. Getting back to normal stuff in November. See you guys in the next one.